WWE's poster game has been pretty lackluster lately. Generic layouts, obvious use of AI, and little to no creativity. So I went back through every WrestleMania poster to remind WWE what a well-designed poster can actually do for them. We're gonna start off with WrestleMania 1. Of course, we've got the iconic WrestleMania poster right there. The WWF logo instead of the WWE one. That's how it was known back then. We get the date for the poster, you know, that's all that's showcasing. And it looks like drawings of Mr. T and Hulk Hogan. They look pretty toned, all in front of the the little iconic wrestling ring ropes that they had right there. Overall, kind of basic, but I do like the fact that I think everything was hand drawn. The biggest event of the year. This was the first WrestleMania, so obviously I feel like something a little bit more glamorous was needed. It's pretty basic overall, so I think it's nowhere else to put it than the B tier. WrestleMania 2. What a downgrade, bro. what an actual downgrade. They only have the font WrestleMania with a 2 behind it. Of course, this is the second iteration, but shouldn't you go like bigger and beyond when you go to the sequel of the biggest event of the year? The date at the very top on the top right just kind of plastered there in a different color as well. It doesn't look too good in my opinion. As far as posters go, they don't even have any of the wrestlers on them, so I'd say that's pretty bottom tier for me. Let's put it in a D. Actually, let's add an F tier. And then let's put that one in F tier. WrestleMania 3. I think this is the one where Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant. So it's, showing the two, basically what's going to be the main event. This one doesn't look as good as the first one just because it's just like a photo of both the main event wrestlers just plastered onto a background. Again, it's pretty lackluster. One of the first WrestleMania. So of course they're still finding the groove, but it's definitely improvement from the last one. I think again, it goes below B tier, I would say, probably C tier. Next, we got WrestleMania 4. Again, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant in a 4-hour spectacular. Okay, so this one has a lot more text showcasing exactly what's going on. But again, this poster is just font on a black background with 2 pictures, and they're not even cut out. They're just 2 square pictures of Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. At least it gets the point across, but then again, it does nothing. It doesn't look spectacular. It just basically just an info dump onto a poster. So let's put that. Definitely does a lot more than 2. Looks a little bit worse than 3, of course. So I'd say save D tier. WrestleMania 5. Of course, this is where the game it looks a lot better. It's saying the mega powers explosion in the background. Kind of looks like a drawing of Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. The colors look a lot better. It looks more vibrant. It's more eye-catching. I would say this is definitely an improvement from the first one and the second one and the third one and the fourth one. I think it looks like an actual movie posters. Maybe that's what they were going for. So let's put it at the top of B for now. Of course, everything is subject to change. I might switch things out at the end, but so far this is what the tier list is looking like. WrestleMania 6. Okay, now this one, a little bit of a downgrade from the last year just because it looks like they're just plastering pictures of wrestlers onto random stock images, I guess. There's a mountain. It's barely legible. The Ultimate Challenge on the little iceberg right there. It does look a lot more vibrant. Looks more like a poster, but I think it definitely is a downgrade. A lot more text on this one too, showcasing exactly what's going on. I would have to say probably below WrestleMania 3. WrestleMania 7. So it has Sergeant Slaughter and Hulk Hogan. This one does look like a little bit of a magazine cover of Superstars and Stripes Forever. So it's got a little slogan up there too. Live only on pay-per-view Sunday, March 24th. It has all the info that you need to know, to get across for a poster, the date and everything. The picture is just of Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter, but they definitely use the right attire. The blue championship that's very contrasting with Sergeant Slaughter's camo attire or the flag headband that Hulk Hogan's wearing. I'd say this one's pretty solid. I don't think it's better than the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan one, just because that one felt more like a movie poster. I don't know. I just like that one a little bit better. So again, this is all opinion based, but I think this one is pretty solid. So let's move that to behind WrestleMania 5 in B tier. WrestleMania 8 for wrestlers on this one. Okay, so more faces, trying to bring in more people. I think it looks pretty nice. Again, the choice of colors, very bright, very what is this, 80s, right? 80s. It shows all the text for when it's gonna happen, what time it's gonna be at. Shows the main event wrestlers again, Sid Justice, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Macho Man, and Ric Flair. It looks overall pretty good. I like the composition. I like the colors being used. Everything looks very cohesive. The images are cut out. I don't know. It just looks appealing to me. If you were to turn around and see this on a poster behind you, you'd be like, hey, I wonder what that's about. Get all the information, bam, boom, buy the tickets. Probably like $5 back then, because this is way before now where everything is super expensive. Thanks a lot, TKO. I would say this would probably be, I'd put this in behind that one. Yeah, bit of a different style. I like this. They're kind of going away from what they had before. Vibrant color just popping at you. A lot more contrast. Everything black and white. More wrestlers at the top, you know, trying to get more people to be like, hey, I know that guy, or I want to go to this event because I've seen those people before. I like the way they did the WrestleMania logo with the little Roman leaves on the side. Is that what it's called? Oh yeah, because it's at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. So I think it looks overall pretty nice. The only thing I would wish is, you know, the wrestlers to be bigger, just so you're able to see, you know, from a distance who's going. You know, I feel like Lex Luger and Undertaker in the background are you kind of lost depending on how far you are from the poster. So I would say let's see, definitely above the last one just because I like the contrast, but put it there, safe. WrestleMania 10. This one has no wrestlers. That's already kind of a mark because, you know, you want to promote the wrestlers that are going to be there. I would think so. If you want to promote the event itself, you probably want to show who's going to be at the event. Faces are very recognizable. Good composition. Looks like it would be on a VHS box. If you didn't know anything about wrestling, you probably wouldn't know what it is, what it's about, who's on the event. You know, people looking back probably don't know who participated in this event. Since I put WrestleMania 2 and it was just text, and this is basically the same thing, I would put bottom of D tier just because, well, at least this one has information and the colors actually look pretty good. WrestleMania 11. This looks like it was just a picture of the poster. I'm getting these from the WWE website, so same thing as the last one. They just stopped putting wrestlers on the poster themselves. As far as like legibility, I think it's pretty bad. You know, you won't be able to see it from too far. Colors, pretty nice. Feel like they could have done a lot more. Just black colors with blue glowing outline. Pretty basic font at the bottom, but kind of curved. Overall, I don't think it's the best. I feel like there's a lot better posters out there. Let's put that actually behind WrestleMania 10 poster. WrestleMania 12. Okay, this one looks pretty nice. I like the little, what is that? That's that movie logo. I forgot what that's called, but it looks really nice. They did a pretty good job on that. I love how the wrestlers look, each with their own like color coordinated background that looks pretty nice. A little graininess kind of gives it a cool aesthetic. I don't know if that's just because it's a picture or if it's scanned or just how they printed it, but I think it adds to it. I like this one. This one's actually really nice. WrestleMania 12, we're definitely gonna put it there in between those two. Actually, I kind of like it better than this one, actually. If it's a crime to put it there, kill me now. Arrest me, take me away. WrestleMania 13. It does look like a PlayStation game cover. You can't really get anything across other than it's, you know, WrestleMania with a 13 with flames. You know, it's cool, it looks badass. If I was 13 looking at this, I'd be like, shh, that's a pretty cool poster. Other than that, it doesn't really do a lot. Just text on black screen. I'd probably put it between, you know, if it's just text, it's gonna be towards the bottom, I think. I like the 10 a lot better than this one, so. Next. Was this WrestleMania 14? Okay. I feel like this is doing a lot of what the WrestleMania 12. Is that the fucking Eminem guy? Nice. This is doing a lot of what WrestleMania 12 did. We're doing the 3D text, kind of doing something different with the WrestleMania logo. Showcasing 3 wrestlers who are going to be in the match. Definitely Attitude Era-esque, you know. Grungy, contrasting red and black, you know. Showing off its badassery. Very good choice of people to, you know, promote the poster. Overall, yeah, I think I put it bottom of B tier, all the way around right here. I might move first WrestleMania poster down to top of C. A little basic, got the point across, first of its kind, original, but you know, it is what it is. It's WrestleMania 15. Looks like a comic book cover, kind of, I don't know. Everything's all red. Looks, you can tell who the wrestlers are, I guess. You know, you look far away. We got a woman on the poster. Let's give it a round of applause. Finally, some representation. You can get an Undertaker comic book with it. But overall, this contrast good, logo colors I would probably put this right there. WrestleMania 2000. Look at the badly photoshopped green on the Triple H's eyes right there. Mick Foley cheesing. Big Show kind of just put into there, the biggest guy there all the way in the back. I like the logo. WrestleMania 2000 looks pretty nice. I feel like all this was just kind of thrown in there for some reason. I don't know, it just looks kind of thrown in there with text. I think they could have done a lot better. Let's put that one in. Definitely photoshopped a little bit better than that one. Yeah, the text doesn't do it justice, and the Photoshop on the green eyes doesn't look all too well. WrestleMania 17 X7. I think this is the one Chris Van Vliet was at. I think Rock versus Austin. 2 major wrestlers. Houston, we have a problem. They got a slogan on it. That looks nice. They got a picture of the stadium itself on there as well. Big old WWF logo. WrestleMania logo looks super clean. I like it. So I'd say it's probably one of the better ones. Actually, let's put it A tier. Fuck it. Fuck, it's my list, bro. I'll put it on A tier. Who's gonna stop me? No one. WrestleMania 18, baby. This is where, you know, The Rock and Hulk Hogan were, you know, staring at each other, looking at one side, and then looking to the other side, and then staring at each other again, and then kiss each other. No, So icon versus icon, it's good way to promote them. It's just but then again, it's just picture plastered on poster. Like it's just an actual picture that was taken square around it. It has a little design on it at the top, you know, it looks pretty nice, kind of, you know, detailed a little bit. I feel like it doesn't do it justice. Overall, I like the colors, but I feel like it's too simple, to be honest. I would say put it at, yeah, top C. Actually, let's put it below that one. We got WrestleMania 19. At least it has a bunch of the wrestlers. I do like that. Again, more female representation. It has the picture of the Seattle. Is this in Seattle? Yeah, it's in Seattle. So what was that? The Space Needle WrestleMania logo looks kind of clean. I think it's the first one I saw that has ads besides, you know, the M&M one. The actual pictures of the wrestlers themselves, they don't look like they meshed together with the poster. They just look like they were dropped in, put around the Space Needle, and then, you know, call it a day. I feel like they could have done a lot more. It doesn't look the best, to be honest, but it does get the point across. I think it is a little bit better than WrestleMania 15. I think that's what it was. People are more visible. WrestleMania 20 XX. One more X, about to get spicy up in here. Whole lot of nothing's going on besides the logo. Looks like a diamond. I like the logo. 20 years in the making. Bland. Very bland. Logos, saving it, honestly. Madison Square Garden too. So I feel like they missed the mark. Probably gonna be, you know, with the other posters that are just text, definitely above 13, below 10. Feel comfortable there. Next one. It goes Hollywood. That's good. Hollywood sign. I like that. Doesn't show any of the wrestlers themselves. Shows the stadium. That's okay. I feel like could have done without the stadium. We already know it's going to be in Hollywood. Showcase your people, the product, you know, who's going to be there. Logo looks pretty clean, I think, for, you know, the time, 2005. I think that's when it was. I like the colors. Stands out pretty well. Gets the point across Sunday, April 3rd. Like I said before, words on poster. I feel like you need people. That's like necessary to be a part of a poster when you're selling an event. I think it's better than 10. 22, John Cena and Booker T. I like how they stand out against a black and white background. Yeah, everything else super bland and simple. I don't know. Big time WrestleMania 22. It doesn't look the best. Definitely probably going to be above. Actually, let's put this B tier and let's move this down here, I would say. Actually, I think this one looks cleaner than this one. WrestleMania 23, hair versus hair match. I feel like I remember either watching this or going to school and coming back, checking WWE.com on my parents' computer and being like, yo, who the fuck won this match? Definitely one of the WrestleManias that I remember from my childhood. Good amount of people on here. Composition overall with the big old logo in the middle. 3 different match types all across. Selling the event finally. You know, each championship match too. Feels a little basic. You know, if you replace WrestleMania with Raw, Monday Night Raw, it just pretty much be the same thing. You know, it doesn't feel big and special for the biggest event of the year that they have. Of course, the people on there probably sell it more than the actual graphic itself. So I would put that, let's see, stylistically, I feel like it'd probably be a bit around there. This is when Big Show broke his fucking nose. Looks clean. I love the logo. Logo looks really nice. I think the stage on this one was really nice too. Definitely all the people here are big money movers. I think it's simple, but the logo looks really nice. I would say like this one does a lot more than this one. Yeah, fuck it. I'm comfortable there. 25th anniversary. Ooh, I think this is when JBL quit and he lost to Rey Mysterio. I don't remember. I really like the logo. Everything kind of, you know, I like this one. It's clean, it's simple, but it's done well just because all the wrestlers who are going to the event all around the main logo right there, 25th anniversary, it looks elegant, you know, very simple, very clean. All the info bottom right, everything else looks like an event is being sold. I think I'd be pretty happy putting this one probably around right here. Stylistically, it's not as good as, you know, these 4, I would say, but it does get the point across and it's very clean, elegant, simple, and 25 years. WrestleMania 26. This one looks really nice. I like how the people are actually blending in, or the wrestlers themselves are actually blending into the poster. It looks like they were actually, you know, meant to be there. The lighting itself looks pretty nice. The glow coming out from John Cena, the main attraction right there. GOAT. The logo itself looks really nice. Even the Slim Jim logo being red and yellow with the white on it looks super nice on there. As an ad, you couldn't ask for anything better. It just looks like it's meant to be there. Fireworks in the background, lens flares. I think this is a really nice poster overall. Sells it pretty well. You already know who's going to be there. You know what it's for. It looks like a giant event that's going to happen. I'd put this in A tier. Actually, I'd put this above that one. Might be S tier, actually. I might move it up to S tier later on. Who knows? And a little bit of a downgrade. Composition, good. You know, hiding behind the little area right there. Simple pattern. Everything looks pretty simple. Rey Mysterio kind of looks like he was just thrown in there. Then again, you know, everything looks splendid. All the lighting on the photos look like they were, you know, blended together very well. Definitely has a lot of wrestlers. You know, The Rock, main attraction, world's most electrifying host. So promoting the host, pretty good. Looks like it's gonna be a pretty big event, but I don't know. It looks nice, but very simple, maybe a little too simple. And then Rey Mysterio being thrown in there randomly just to have him on the poster, I'd say that'd probably be, I don't know, I like this one just because it looks like one of those like 80s action movies posters, and it was probably, you know, drawn, I think, but I feel comfortable putting it there. Now this looks like a movie poster, you know, two of the biggest icons of, you know, wrestling entertainment, probably the two biggest actors in Hollywood that came from wrestling besides Batista. The logo itself, it looks all right, but the background with the electric and aura flying out of them looking head to head, it looks like it's gonna be a fierce match, you know, John Cena and The Rock. It looks like a movie poster to me. You know, if this was a movie, you'd know exactly what's happening. It'd be left versus right, Cena versus Rock, so it gets the point across pretty well. It is simple, but I think composition, everything is clean. All the info's at the bottom, once in a lifetime. Then again, slogan at the top. I would have to say this one probably goes, I like this one, to be honest. Might go top of B. Nah, it's a little too simple. I might go definitely better than that one. I'd go right there, middle B. WrestleMania in New York and New Jersey. New York, New Jersey? Was this WrestleMania 29? It doesn't even have the number on it. It could be WrestleMania 1 for all we know, and we wouldn't even be able to tell. It could be WrestleMania 28 for all we know. Dock points right away. New York, New Jersey on the front, you know, shows the city, shows the stadium right there to the right. You know, has those leading lines all the way to the top where you see, boom, The Rock, boom, John Cena, showcasing the two people who are going to be at the show. I think it looks pretty nice. I like the colors. I like the logo itself. I think it looks pretty nice, to be honest. So I would say, yeah, I'd put it probably, does a lot more than this one, but this one actually has, you know, the environment with it. But this one actually looks like a movie poster is what I like about it. Like, it looks like it actually be an event. Okay, we'll leave it like that. WrestleMania, was this 30? I think it looks really nice. Louisiana, right? I like having all of the wrestlers on there, you know, everyone looks menacing looking at the poster themselves. I think it looks pretty nice, you know, even the vignette around, just kind of focusing on everyone in the middle. Go Daniel Bryan there too. I like the colors. I really like the purple and gold, you know, it's colors of my channel and shit. Definitely suffers from the same thing as the other WrestleMania poster that just had the little pattern in the background, but this one has more wrestlers and I feel like it's composed a little bit better. You know, The Rock isn't just thrown in on the side right there to promote it. I would say, yeah, if I'm putting that one there, then I have to put this one a little bit above it. All right, looks like B's getting a little too crowded. Gonna have to knock this one down. When we're mad, it's the rules. This one looks nice, but John Cena doesn't even look real there. Everyone looks kind of fake. I don't know if you can see it, but they just look too smooth. Doesn't look as real. Very technology based. This is WrestleMania 31. Get all the info down there. Very, you know, condensed into the bottom. I'd say it's below, definitely below this one, but above WrestleMania 20. Was that 28? WrestleMania 32. Basic. It looks pretty basic. Two wrestlers in the front though, just one-on-one, looking at the camera, not even at each other. I feel like the logo is kind of thrown in there. Ad right there. It looks like a lot of empty space there, but you know, AT&T Stadiums, you can barely tell it's AT&T Stadium. Looks like it was just thrown in there. I'd say probably, it looks nice just because, you know, it's probably made by a professional, but I don't think compositionally it looks the best. I'd put it there. Was that middle C? This looks like it'd be fun, you know, as a whole roller coaster. The host, New Day, you know, leading lines showing everyone who's going to be at the event. The hosts itself are going to be there too. The ultimate thrill ride. Very eye-catching. I like how they paid attention to the lighting on it too, because you can see the glow behind some of these wrestlers, like Roman Reigns, especially right there in the middle. Goldberg's bald ass head. And, you know, everyone else around. Everyone has those the lighting hitting them. Damn, Triple H looking lean as hell, dude. How old was he there? What the fuck? Roids does to him, man. But I think it looks pretty nice. A little bit, looks a little childish, I guess, just because of the bright colors and, you know, shiny and the roller coaster. But it's hosted by the New Day, PG era type poster. Definitely selling to the children. I feel like everyone back here was kind of just thrown in. I would say put this one. Definitely not as aesthetic as these up here. This one is just crowded. It looks nice, but it's crowded. Like all the colors and everything looks pretty nice. It just looks super crowded, you know. There's such a thing as too many people on the poster. It looks nice, but yeah, I'd put it between these two right there. There we go. Now we got full body pictures. All the wrestlers look like they're going to fight someone. They look like they're going somewhere. Everything looks blended, pretty nice. Logo, it looks all right. Finn Balor kind of just chilling there on the left side. I feel like they should have had someone over here on the right side. Bucket throwing the boogeyman. Nothing against Finn Balor. I just feel like it was just thrown in, and if they would just, you know, brought them down a little bit right here, eye level, made this logo bigger, and then put all the info here at the bottom, make this centered. I feel like it would have been looked a little bit better. And just have him stand up, bro. Why is he doing squatting in the first place? He looked better standing up, dude. This dude's lean as hell. Show off his abs, dude. You know what? That pissed me off. Is that you're going in? Top of C. There we go. This is WrestleMania 36, the poster. It has a theme. It has a very nice theme. Everyone's dressed to the occasion, dude. I like that. That looks super nice. Even the you know, the logo for WrestleMania itself looks pretty nice. I think this was right before COVID era. Kind of doing what Finn Balor did. Everything looks a little, you know, left heavy. but at least they put this rock, you know, this cannon over here on the right side to kind of balance it out a little bit more. The light shining through the background kind of gives them that glowing effect to make them feel, you know, surreal, like the aura is just kind of coming from the outside. It's showcasing the wrestlers who are going to be there. 2 men, 2 women, both main eventers. Bray Wyatt there in the bottom. I'd say just because of the theme too. It has a theme to it. It looks nice. Definitely not one of the best ones, but I'd put it above there. Not my vibe, but looks good. WrestleMania 37. I said it in Spanish because our boy Bad Bunny Conejo Malo's on it. I think this is only the night 1 poster, but regardless, looks pretty nice, I think. I mean, again, it has this theme. It just looks like they're all kind of, you know, thrown onto an island though, but I do like the theme in the background. Something about it feels off. Like it's too photoshopped. I don't know. It just doesn't feel cohesive like a poster should be. Does it get across that it's wrestling? I guess the other one didn't either, but I probably put it below the other one though. It's the same thing. This one does the same thing as the John Cena and the Rock poster, where it's both of them looking at each other. 2 belts too, so you know it's gonna be like it's conveying that, you know, both of them look pretty angry, snarling at each other. Logo looks super clean. I like it a lot. Brock Lesnar's cauliflower ear. I had to put it up there with scene on the Rock. I think it looks better than the scene on the Rock one. Catches my eye a little bit more, you know. WrestleMania 39. Oh, the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Never has a fucking WrestleMania pissed me off so much that I had to go to the gym right after and just hit my PR max on bench. Yeah, look at that. High quality, dude. This is the stage, the presentation for everything, the stakes for this WrestleMania, you know, having both belts. Cody, first time trying to go for the championship. Everything about this Mania overall and the presentation, it was just perfect. I think this is S tier in my opinion. Look at it, just they have the red carpet at the bottom showcasing all the wrestlers. They have the little, you know, what is that thing called? Wherever they showcase, you know, the titles of the movie stuff, it's just showing all the info. It just works. It works. It's perfect. I think lighting and everything is perfect. I think this is probably the best poster. I would think this is definitely S tier for me. I think this one is a little bit of a step down from the year before, but I feel like there's an overuse of green and highlight. I mean, for such a like high stakes WrestleMania, I think they could have done a lot better. I know I saw this one as well. I feel like if this were the poster itself, or I think this is the depending on whichever one is the official poster. I feel like this one was too crowded, a little bit too much green, you know, highlights and or. I think this is like AI too, because all their skin looks super smooth, so this might be the official poster. If this is the official poster, I'd give it A tier. I think gets everything across. 4 big hitters, nice ass logo in the bottom. Even Cody's neck tattoo stands out, looks pretty nice. But if it is the one that's, you know, presented right here with a bunch of green, doesn't look the best in my opinion. If that were the case, it'd probably be B tier. The most recent WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. I've got a low quality picture, sorry for that, but I think it looks pretty nice. I feel like if Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns were bigger or presented as, you know, the main event, everyone there, you know, it looks pretty nice. You got a good balance of guys and girls. I really like the logo just because it was in Vegas, and I don't know, just super nice to me. Colors look pretty good. If this were the official poster, this looks damn near perfect. I think it just looks like a presentation at Vegas. If this were the official poster, even has like all of their iconography down there. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Logo looks clean, very Vegas themed. If this were the poster itself, S tier. But if this is the poster, the official poster, I would definitely put this, you know, bottom of C tier. I think it doesn't look the best. I would actually not bottom of C tier, probably top of C tier. I put, you know, WrestleMania 40, but top of C and bottom B, just because I like the colors a little bit better. So let me take a final look at all these posters, see if I'm missing anything or if I want to move anyone else up. Yeah, this one definitely deserves an F. I probably move this one down to F as well. Probably move this one up. WrestleMania 2000, didn't really like that poster. Put it down to D. Damn, I moved a lot of these. What the fuck? I like this one, so I'll move it A. Everything else looks pretty decent. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable here. Let me know what you guys think. Again, this is just from my perspective, very opinion based. As a graphic designer, I might see things a little bit differently. You never know. But then again, my tastes are different from everyone else's. Let me know what you think I got right, what you think I got wrong, what other type of videos you want to see as well. We'll try to make it happen. You know, just leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe as well. Don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button too. See you in the next one. Peace.